shook his head and he said something. And I said, oh, I got you. And what I realized in that moment was he's not as smart, not as intellectually sound as I thought he was going to be.
Was there anything that caught you by surprise with either fighter, like whether it was like the speed, the strength, the angles, or the punch variety that you saw from both fighters?
I'll go ahead and go first. And I'm definitely gonna paint this picture the correct way. When I fought Errol, going into that fight, I said I need everything to beat this guy. I can't leave anything at the gym. I can't leave anything at home. I had to take everything, and in order to beat this guy. And I think about 5 rounds went by, and just a simple move, a pullback counter, and I counter punched his jab with my jab, and he shook his head and he said something, and I said, oh, I got you. And what I realized in that moment was he's not as smart, not as intellectually sound as I thought he was going to be. And that seemed to kind of carry through the entire fight. I felt like I was a step ahead of Errol the entire fight, all the way up until that knockdown moment. And that was surprising to me. I thought that Errol was going to be more more intelligent in the ring, and I thought that that simple pullback counter move. It's one thing to get hit with it, like things happen, but for him to acknowledge it and show how frustrated he was with in that moment, and then I started to see other moments of frustration as well. When we talked about this fight years ago, I said, well, Terence the smarter fighter, he's gonna win this fight. But I think that ever since this accident that Errol has sustained, and I think that having to come back from that and having to just grow up and get rid of a lot of things in his life, I think that he's a smarter fighter now than he was when we fought in 2019. And I don't think that there's going to be any surprises for either guy in the ring. There weren't any surprises for me when I fought Terence. Everything that came to me was everything that I thought was coming and expected the whole 9. And I think that one little stain, for the sake of words, that Errol had back in the day, 2019, when we fought, I believe that stain is gone too. So I don't think either guy is going to be surprised at all. I think the calculated pressure from Errol has to be something that he sustains the entire night, that he continues to put on. The pressure and the body punching. And I think the two things that Breadman said earlier, number one, if you're Terence Crawford, you got to get to Errol's body. You got to make him uncomfortable. Do things to him that he's not used to having been done to him. Going to the body is certainly one of them. And then the other thing that Breadman said, in between Errol Spence's punches, Errol has a really tight defense, keeps his hands up, he keeps his hands at home. If he's not punching, his hands are up. And that's something you can't say about a lot of fighters. And so with a guy like that, you have to find openings. Those openings are usually there when that punch is being released. And so, like Breadman said, punch when he's punching. And then right there to what Carol said, be accurate, be that sharpshooter. And again, I mean, we're talking about a great fight because we're not saying nothing that either of these guys can't do. And so I think that's why this is such a great fight. I mean, you're talking about punching in between the gloves. All you guys on the call, you guys can attest that is it's hard to find the timing. It's hard to find the distance. It's hard to be confident to do it. Terence can do that. And then we're talking about all night pressure. We've seen Errol do that, so it's going to be a great fight.